Hello, grade 7. How you doing? Hope you're great. So this is the answers of the question bank which we gave you. So we are starting from chapter 7, page 118. First thing, we selected some of the definitions. The most important one, which they are crust, mantle, core, plate tectonic, and fault. So these are the definitions inside this chapter which are included. So don't read or even memorize other definitions except these definitions which I selected for you. Second question is filling the blanks. So we have some of the blanks and you have to write the words to them. We are not giving the words for you. So first question is the hypothesis that continents can drift apart and have done so in the past is known as what? So we have a theory called continental drift theory. So the hypothesis is continental drift. So second one is the asthenosphere is the soft layer of the mantle on which the tectonic plates move. So if you want to get extra information about this one, you may go and read the picture inside the book. Then third one is about tension. Tension is a stress that occurs when forces act to stretch an object. So this is tension. Convection, actually, this is the fourth and last one in this chapter. Convection is the process of rising of hot from deep within the earth and sinking of cooler rock near the surface. So this is something important which is explaining the convection process. So the third type of question is choose the best answer, multiple choices, and be careful, this is very important for the exam. Okay, the lower part of the mantle is the layer called, okay, which part is the lower part of the mantle? Of course, asthenosphere, okay? Next question. The type of tectonic plate boundary that forms from a collision between two tectonic plates is convergent plate boundary. C is correct. Then you have to know this one, and it's important. Next question. The bending of rock layers due to a stress in the Earth's crust is known as tension, folding, faulting, diffusion. Of course, folding is the correct answer. Next question. The type of fold in which the hanging wall moves up relative to the footwall is called reverse fold. Of course, this is the best answer. Next question. Rock layers fold as rest of vertical stress, forming a fold called monocline fold. So the vertical is monocline, and we have anticline, syncline. They are important to know as well. So number 10, the part of the earth that is molten is outer core. The part of the earth that is molten is the outer core. The speed a tectonic plate moves per year are best measured in centimeter per year, and this is very important. Next question. The type of fold which the hanging wall moves up relative to the footwall is called reverse fold, and it's important as well. Okay, last one is answer the following QAs, question and answering. Okay, briefly describe the layers that make up the earth: crust, mantle, and core. You have to write this one in exam, that's it. What are the 5 physical layers of the earth? Lithosphere, asthenosphere, mesosphere, outer core, and inner core. Next question, please. Define the term transform boundary. So means what is transform boundary? This is like the definition. Answer. The boundary between two tectonic plates that are moving away from each other. Next question. How do the forces of plate tectonics cause a rock to deform? Answer. By compression or tension. This is important as well. How hanging wall is a normal fold move with a reverse fold? Okay, normal folds cause the hanging wall to move down, and reverse fold causes the hanging wall moving up. Next question. Describe 3 types of folds: unstressed, horizontal stress, vertical stress. Next question. Describe 3 types of folds. Okay, normal folds, reverse folds, slip folds. Number 20. Describe 2 types of stress that deform rock: compression and tension. Okay, next question and last one in this chapter is, what is Global Positioning System, GPS? Or maybe I will tell you in exam what GPS, only this one, represents. So you will write GPS represents Global Positioning System. This is the answer, that's it. And it is a satellite system to measure of tectonic plate boundary. This is chapter 7 questions. Next chapter is chapter 8, which is about earthquakes. So page 136, define the following. As I told you, you have to only know these definitions inside this chapter: seismology, seismogram, focus, epicenter, and deformation. Next question, choose the best answer. When a rock is dashed, energy builds up in it. Seismic waves occur as this energy is, of course, elastically deformed and released. Okay, this one is the best answer for it. Next question. Reverse faults are created by convergent plate motion. This is very important as well. Most strong earthquakes happen at tectonic plate boundaries. These 2 questions are important. Next question. The instrument used in detecting quakes is seismograph. Okay, seismograph is the instrument that we are detecting earthquakes. Which type of deformation leads to the occurrence of earthquake? Of course, elastic deformation, because they are reacting and they are getting back to their place. Answer the following. How does elastic rebound relate to earthquakes? Answer. During elastic rebound, energy is released. Some of this energy travels as seismic wave. This is the answer. You have to write this one in exam. Where are earthquake zones located? Along tectonic plate boundaries. Where do earthquakes occur in tectonic plate boundaries? They are important, by the way. Next question. What is the difference between a seismograph and seismogram? So seismograph is an instrument that records vibration of the quakes, and seismogram is a tracking of earthquake. So number 10, what is the difference between the Richter magnitude and Mercalli intensity scale? Richter magnitude is a scale to measure the strength of earthquakes. Mercalli scale is a scale to measure intensity of quakes. And the 2 last question in this chapter, what is the type of fault that occurs at convergent boundary? Of course, reverse fault. What are the types of body waves? S waves and P wave. This is very, very important and you have to know in exam. Chapter 9, define the following. These are the 3 definitions that you have to know only: volcano, crater, and lava plateau. So choose the best answer. Low viscosity lava is runier or more runi. Both is correct. Okay, runier. The temperature at the center of pyroclastic volcanic flow exceeds 700 Celsius. Okay, this is important as well. Next question, please. The volcanic eruption of Mount Pinatubo led to a decrease in Earth's temperature by 0.5 Celsius. So this is important as well. What causes an increase in the number and intensity of small earthquakes before an eruption? The movement of magma. If volcanic dust and ash remains in the atmosphere for months or years, what do you predict will happen? Solar reflection will increase and temperature will decrease. They are important and you have to know them. Okay, then next question. Composite volcanoes are sometimes called layered volcanoes. Next question, please. Inclines are steeper in cinder cone volcanoes, okay? What determines that volcanic eruption will be explosive or non-explosive is magma's content of silica, gas, and water. This is very important, you have to know. What type of volcano result from alternating explosive and non-explosive eruptions? Of course, composite volcanoes. We finished from the multiple choices. Let's go to the QAs. Compare explosive and non-explosive eruptions. Non-explosive eruption produce relatively calm flows of lava. Explosive eruption is when clouds of hot debris, ash and gas rapidly shoot out from a volcano. How does a volcanic eruption affect climate? As volcanic ash and gases spread throughout the atmosphere, they can block enough sunlight to cause global temperature to drop. Next question. How do the calderas form? Calderas form from a collapse of the roof overlying a magma chamber. Identify the characteristics of the three types of volcanoes: shelled volcanoes, cinder cone volcanoes, and composite volcanoes. This is important as well. What are the three types of volcano? Shelled volcano, cinder cone volcano, and composite volcano. We finished with this chapter. Let's go to chapter 12, page 202. Define the following. Only you have to know these 5 definitions: elements, metals, nonmetals, compounds, and mixtures. Choose the best answer. Which of the following increases the solubility of a gas in a liquid, decreasing the temperature of the liquid? Okay. Which of the following best describes chickpeas with tahini mixture? Which of the following statements describes element? Elements have unique sets of properties. A solution that contains a large amount of solute is best described as concentrated. So, which of the following substances can be separated into simpler substances only by chemical means? Of course, water. So, which of the following would not increase the rate at which a solid dissolves, decreasing the temperature? Number 7. In which classification of matter are compounds chemically combined? Of course, a compound. An element has conducts thermal energy well and is easily shaped is a metal, of course. Okay, next question please. A metalloid has some properties of nonmetals, has some properties of metals, is also called a semiconductor, and of course all of the above, all of them is correct. A mixture has substances in it that are chemically combined, can always be separated using filtration, contains substances that are not mixed in a definite ratio. All of the above, of course, all of the above is correct. And answer the following. Why an element is a pure substance? Because it contains only one type of particles. Next question. What are the 3 characteristics of metals? They are shiny, conduct heat and energy, and conduct electric current. What are the 3 physical properties used to identify compounds? Melting point, density, and color. What do substances in a mixture keep in their identities? Substances in a mixture keep their identities because no chemical change takes place when a mixture is made. What are some differences between mixture and compounds? A mixture can be separated by physical means, but compounds can be separated by chemical means. How can particles of suspension is separated by distillation process? And list 3 ways to dissolve a solid faster. Break down the mixture, heat the mixture, stir the mixture. This is very important. Maybe I will bring this one in exam. What are the differences between an element and compound? Elements cannot be separated into simpler substances, but compounds can be separated by chemical means. Drawing. In exam, you have to draw. Either I will tell you draw earth layers or draw a volcano. You have to know this too. If I ask you any of them to draw, you have to draw. Maybe I'll bring one of them and fill in the blanks. They are shiny, conduct heat energy, conduct electric current are the three characteristics of metals. Normal force, reverse faults, and strict slip faults are two types of faults. Compression tension are two types of stress that deform rocks. Reverse boundaries is the type of fault that occurs at convergent boundary. So best wishes, good luck to everyone.